Hey, my name is Jill Williamson, and this is my husband Casey, and we are here to share with you a little bit more about what Rodan and Fields has done for us. 3.5 years ago, I was introduced to this business by a friend that I had met in my neighborhood. So I really say this to a lot of people. I really don't mind talking about the business to anyone because this wasn't a good friend or a family member that introduced me to Rodan and Fields. It really was an acquaintance, and I had no idea that it was a gift. And you know, a gift is something that can become more valuable as time passes, and I really feel like that this is what this job has done for me. I had adult acne in my mid-30s, and so I was already looking for something to change the texture and my acne, my hormonal acne that I had, and lines and other things as I was getting older. But at the same time, you know, I had traveled with Clinique for 12 years. I was their event coordinator, and I would go into different stores and help boost the sales of those stores and do a little bit of training. And so I had tried a cosmetic line. I had even gone to my dermatologist, and nothing seemed to be really changing my skin. So it was really, timing is everything, and it was the right timing for me. It was the right financial timing for us. It was the time of in my life, in the season of life, and I was busy as a stay-at-home, and I homeschool 3 children. I wasn't a bored person, and I had a lot going on, just like I'm sure you do as well. But I needed something, if I was going to ever do anything, that I could kind of work alongside of a busy life. And so anyway, I want Casey to talk a little bit more from his side, but just to finish with this, the brand presence of this company is what really intrigued me. And when I was introduced to these products, and even the tool, the AmpMD roller, I knew that in itself really drew me to this business and to these products. And 3.5 years later, I've seen how it's been able to not only change my skin, change others' skin, but also change our family. So I want to hear from you.
Yeah, and I think back to that night 3.5 years ago where our Rodan and Fields journey began, and Jill's very passionate and great with people. I'm more analytical. I'm very hypercritical, and so I also knew that she was busy in all of her roles and responsibilities. And so when she asked if she could have a night out to go with some friends and hear about a new skincare line, I jumped at the opportunity for her to get away anytime a stay-at-home homeschool mom asked. And so she came back and she started sharing some of the things that she thought were unique about this company. And then we watched a video, and specifically it was a video of another man sharing about some of his fears and hesitancies in regards to starting this business. And so I would describe how I viewed this at that initial point as cautiously optimistic. I was optimistic because I thought it was something that she could do. I thought she was passionate about skincare. I knew she could sell it. I also was optimistic because it seemed like flexible hours, and there was no inventory, and there just seemed like a lot of positives. But I was cautious for 3 reasons. One is, in my limited experience with direct sales, multi-level marketing, it just seemed like sometimes there was a promise of high reward and a lot to gain with very little investment, and I didn't want her to be disappointed if things didn't work out quickly like sometimes I thought may have been promised, and I just didn't have a lot of information. I think the second thing is time. I didn't want it to cut into our time as a family or her other roles and responsibilities. I was concerned that this was going to be something like any other business that you own, where the business actually owns your time, and you have people to manage and administrative tasks and inventory and places to be and scheduled meetings. And then third is financially. We had very limited expendable income, and I didn't want us to blow money, quite honestly, on something that wasn't going to work out. But what we've seen over the last 3.5 years, each one of those fears have been alleviated. There has been growth towards kind of slow and steady growth. It hasn't been quick. I think time-wise, she's been able to fit it into her life and her other roles. Who else can work in their own business from their pajamas and with their phone as they're having phone calls and fitting it in between all the other responsibilities in life? And I think financially, there were 2 big safety nets that allowed me to say, yes, let's go for it. One is the 60-day money-back guarantee, which if she had no customers, no interest, people thought that they didn't want it, She could get out, nothing lost. And then also the second safety net for us was kind of, we said, let's try this for 6 months to a year, and maybe we'll make the investment back and make a little extra money. But now looking back, I would just summarize it by saying there really is everything to gain and nothing to lose, because of all these things that we saw as fears were actually alleviated. And it's been the single greatest decision that we've made financially for our family. We can give more, do more, save more. And we would just encourage you to think about some of those same things, because you probably have some of the same fears, but it's worth taking the risk.
Thank you.
Thank you.